手裏剣テトリス大回転
インテグラル
厳しい
パーミタインテグラルダメなのパーミタイズダメなのビビってきたほらテトリスいっちゃうよテトリスいっちゃうよビビってきたサイン解けたほらの宇宙よ完璧です
STP. Hello everyone and welcome to today's STPL. We are here for the Season 5 playoffs. It's week number 1 and starting us off here, our first team who unfortunately decided to give us 2 walkovers in this series. I don't know why, but Scan and Yapsap never showed up. Cruiser couldn't replace them, so this is going to be a short first series, a possible easy way through to Red, but Starcast is such a strong team that Red may still have trouble. But if we have a look at they've got Sodam and Fleta. If we have a look at the other team we have today, it's going to be Red. The Doodle was freed, and by freeing it, I empowered them. It seems, because they made it all the way into the playoffs. They've got a very strong roster here: Jumper, Master Ray, Raz, and Eriador doing pretty well for themselves in the STPL. Master Ray definitely suffering the most, but the other guys all doing pretty well. So looking forward to seeing how they're going to be doing as we get into the first set of series. We have a look at our first lineups for today. We've got Sodam versus Jumper in game number 1. And in game number 4, we have Fleta versus Eriador. So 2 PVZs. And then, of course, if there is a game 5, we will see that as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Red in the playoffs. Not sure how they're going to do. Starcast did get out of the group stage 3rd. Red got out of the group stage last in 6th place. So let's see if Red can kind of redeem themselves, get a win here, move forward into the playoff the second round, where they'll play off against either Ash or Naz, depending on the outcome of the next series. Let's get started. It's game number 1. It's on Judgment Day, and it's a PVZ. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the brown, fighting for Red, it's Jumper. And spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the pink, fighting for Starcast, it's Sodam. Also, just want to say thank you to DeWalt for the raid, or the host, or whichever it is you did. I didn't actually see it fully. I was away when that happened, but still. Really nice of you to do that, man. If you don't already know, DeWalt is part of IRK. They did finish 1st in the group stage. They went undefeated, which means they are seeded into the grand finals. So essentially, they are going to be around for a while. Now, one thing I do want to do is I'm just going to see if I can do this. Just going to break anything. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Okay, I think I can do this. I'll just show you the playoff brackets. We do have an overpool coming in for Sodam. Jumper is going for a gateway first. Where did I save my playoff brackets? That is the question. I think I saved it in here. Here we go. So if we turn that on, this is what the playoffs look like. Obviously we have Naz versus Ash, but I decided to do that second because obviously we had no walkovers there. And SCTV versus Red. In the quarterfinals, round 1's winner A will go against round 1's winner B to decide who will move on to the semi-finals and place the 2nd place qualifying weaker. And then whoever wins the semi-final will head into the finals and face IRK to kind of round out the tournament. So it's kind of crazy that, oh, we got a 2-gate coming in from Jumper. Jumper trying to be a little bit sneaky here. We did have a quick expansion coming in from Sodam, but it wasn't without a spawning pool, so he should be okay. But still, it's quite rough. It can be quite difficult to deal with this as well. So let's see if Jumper can make this work. Now, Red are actually 2-0 up to begin with. So all Red need is a single victory because two of the StarCast players did not show up, including Scan. So Scan is going to take a second walkover loss this season. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Cadenzi asking where Rota is. Unfortunately, Red wanted to send their best players, so we won't get Rota today, unfortunately. Yeah, Scan, I can't believe it. He just didn't show up for his game whatsoever. And neither did Yapsap either. LML saying I'm savage, but here we go. Looks like we do have a lot of Lings out here now. While he is building Lings to defend, he's not building drones, so he's not macroing up. Meanwhile, back at home, Jumper is able to continue building probes without any problems. He did skip probes for a little bit, but he's kind of catching up. Here we go. Look, let's have a look how this engagement goes. Quite a lot of damage going down on the Zealots already. More Zealots are coming down, and there are some probes coming down here to help as well. He is essentially going all in. But given the fact he has stopped his opponent from getting any drones, it is natural, and he still has an ever-increasing number of Zealots, maybe he can make this work. So he has got 4 Zealots already, 4 probes as well. Let's see what kind of damage can be done. There is a lot of Lings here, though. The micro from Jumper, maybe not the best in the world, but still being quite effective. But now there's only 3 probes and 2 Zealots left, one of them incredibly close to dying. He does need to keep these alive. He cannot afford to lose many Zealots or he will lose to a counter. But let's see how this goes. He can actually block his opponent in his main base, which would allow him to kill the expansion for free. But nice micro so far. Losing that Zealot gonna cause a few problems. Some of the Zealots coming in one by one, not really coming in to join up with the army, but still no additional drones coming in from Sodam here at all. Probes really helping out here with damage, but these Zealots looking very, very weak. But looks like they could have done enough damage. Could we make it to the 6-minute mark, or is the game going to end before then? It looks like Jumper may have enough to be able to push forward. One of the probes finally goes down. I guess that's the second probe that's gone down here. Is that a probe? No, it's a Zealot. He's got one of his Zealots just not involved in the engagement at all. Now, if he can kill this hatchery, he's almost guaranteed to win the game. Link speed is not yet done. I don't believe, anyway. Link speed is done. Okay, so Link speed finished. He is going into a lair as well. But with more Zealots coming in, there's not really enough production, not enough drones to be able to deal with this. And I think this very well could be the end of the game. The Zealots are going to get into the drone line here, and it looks like Jumper is going to take a victory over StarCast TV with this game at number 1. And a victory in the series as well. The spawning pool is incredibly close to dying. If that goes down, there's going to be no Sunken. And with no Sunken, there's no hope. And no Lings as well. He's not going to be able to do anything to defend against this. We've got a pylon coming up in the main base as well. The Sunken does start building, but does it really matter? One Sunken is not going to be enough. Jumper has done it. He went for a bit of a cheesy, aggressive build here, and it worked out entirely. He's going to get on top of the Sunken before he can finish. Creep Colony does lose 100 health when it morphs into a Sunken, so that goes down incredibly quickly. And this is going to be 100% game over. GG, Sodam taps out. Hatchery survives at the natural, but it doesn't matter. That's game number 1. We made it to the 6-minute curse as well, so I'll be back in about a minute for game number 4. Okay guys, welcome back. We are here for game number 4. You did hear me correctly, we did just see game number 1, but StarCast, 2 other players did not show up and there was no substitutes available at the time. So Red have taken the victory and they will advance in the playoffs over StarCast, which I think a lot of people wouldn't have expected. But with Jumper getting a quick win in game number 1, that obviously gave them a good advantage. Obviously, if it's a shame we got the walkovers in the playoffs, but unfortunately it happens. Like when you have a global team league with people from all over the world, especially when it's so late in Korea when these games are being played now because the the time difference changed. It's a bit of a mess, but here we are anyway. Starting us off here at the 12 o'clock position, it is the legend himself, Aerodor, fighting for Red, aka Liquid Drone, one of the coolest foreign Zerg players. Also plays Protoss as well. I guess he's a random player, right? But there we go. Spawning us down in the bottom left-hand corner in the blue, fighting for StarCast. It's Fletter. Not really too much to say about Fletter. I've not really seen too many of his games in the STPL. We've only seen 3 of them. He did lose his only 2 ZVPs, so Fletter maybe not the best against Zerg, and Aerodor pretty damn good against Protoss. His PvZ win ratio is 14 wins, 7 losses, a massive 66% win rate overall against Protoss, which is insane. He's played a total of 53 games, and 21 of those have been against Protoss. So Aerodor definitely with a lot of experience in the ZVP matchup in STPL, and even in general. I think Aerodor has probably been playing the game longer than anyone else. He started playing in vanilla. I don't think he ever stopped playing. I think maybe there was a few periods where he went inactive, but he's kind of been around since the beginning of professional StarCraft, so it's pretty crazy. Aerodor definitely a cool guy to hang out with as well. I've not hung out with him in real life, but just like chatting with him on Discord is always fun. Fake Finn saying Aerodor's been playing the game longer than Fletter even lives. Yeah, possibly. I don't know how old Fletter is, but... apparently, Fake Finn saying Fletter's 19 or so, so yeah. Aerodor's been playing the game longer than Fletter's been alive, so that's pretty insane. That's some level of experience over your opponent. Of course, Aerodor has never really been at the top level, but he's always been a pretty good contender in the foreign scene. He's definitely one of the more consistent players, I think, throughout history. Also, LML. Fletter definitely could not be my kid unless I had kids at 12. Like, what? Do they have kids younger in Germany? Is that a thing? Well, I don't know. But in the UK, like, people don't usually have kids when they're 12 years old. It's technically possible, but I mean, really? Like, no one's doing that. Okay, we had a gateway in the main this time, of course. Now, this is Triathlon, so you do get that base at the back, which you can expand to. Not really too much to worry about there. Now, the good thing for Protoss, now, if you haven't seen this map before, even though it has been in pretty much every week of the STPL so far, there is hidden eggs under this arbiter. There's 6 of them, to be precise. It basically means you have to mineral walk through using the gases, and it means no ground units can get through. Now, for Protoss, that's fine, because it just means their base is safe. But for Zerg, it means they can't really build aggressive units from here, but you can see those eggs coming into view now because of the Overlord. Okay, we do have the Stargate coming in, we do have the double Stargate coming in from Fletter, so Fletter playing an anti-muteless build here. It's also pretty good against just killing a lot of Overlords, forcing your opponent to never deal with it. Cataclysmal, this is an outsider, this is Triathlon. We do have a spy build coming in from Aerodor. Yeah, Eriador is actually a random player, but in tournaments he mainly plays Zerg and PvZ. He doesn't usually play ZvZ in tournaments. Eriador's been like playing all 3 races for like as long as the game has been around. I think he started as random. I seem to remember a story that Eriador said on Discord once where there was a period where basically everyone played random and that was it. Like, everyone started as random because no one really knew what the race, well, like what any of the races really did. No one was any good at any of them, so people just played random. Like most tournaments, from what I understand at the very beginning, were just all random players. It wasn't really until like a couple of years in when it started really taking off in Korea that I think everyone started picking a race and then sticking to it. Because I guess people realized that the pro scene, it's probably a lot easier to learn one race and then get good at it. Now, the double Stargate allows you to put a lot of pressure on the early overlords, but I know that, who was it in chat? Cataclysmal was saying that, is it not a disadvantage for Zerg to have your hatcheries separated like this? Not really. The other, like, Protoss are very unlikely to be super aggressive early on, and you can also just mass expand. He's going to expand behind more Arbiters and Eggs, and there's nothing that Protoss is going to be able to do about that base until he gets a shuttle. He is going for a +1 attack on his air as well. We do have the probe getting trapped behind here. We do have the Citadel of Doom coming in too. We have some Scourge getting ready to kind of catch a Corsair if they run the wrong way. I feel like I've missed something, but people in chat were asking who's the best Norwegian Protoss. And people were saying Oystein, but not really sure about now. And then someone said Oystein is Artosis' best friend. Is there a story behind that? Because that is something I've not heard. I kind of feel like something must have happened to prompt that. Okay, we do have +1 Carapace coming in for Eriador. He is going to be able to counteract the +1 attack. He is going for Overlord speed as well. Still not taking down these eggs with a Ling or anything like that, just kind of holding them steady. Now there is a lot of Corsairs already. They don't really have too much damage, but he is going to get both of those Scourge immediately. Just pop those straight away. +1 attack has kicked in, so it makes them exponentially stronger. Apparently Yufeng saying that Oystein is Buccaneers, right? The guy that stream stomps Artie all the time. Would that not be Quark? Because every time they meet on ladder, like, Quark absolutely destroys Artosis. Well, he did at one point. All those Scourge only killed 2 of the Corsairs, so the Corsair, oh my god, he gets a 3rd one. That's actually a pretty big deal. Really good usage of the Scourge so far. But he is going to be able to kind of uncontestedly attack the Overlords if he wants to, although he is just kind of flying around. Doesn't want to risk losing too many. Of course, Eriador is pretty heavily supply blocked at the moment. He is going to have to build a lot more Overlords if he wants to start building units. Meanwhile, Fletter is getting his 3rd base, getting ready to, well, he's obviously expanding, but getting ready to increase his gateway count and go for a bit of aggression a little bit later on. +1 attack is done. +2 attack hasn't started just yet, which is a little bit late here for Fletter, but he is kind of building everything at once, so it's quite difficult to get everything you need. He is going double Stargate production as well, which of course does eat into your minerals and gas quite a lot. Little bit of a miss micro there by Fletter. Almost loses another Corsair, but does get away with it. You have the 3rd gas coming in immediately. Now, one thing, in case you don't know this map very well, the 3rd gases are actually low. They're only about 1,500 gas, 2,000 gas, and you have much less mineral fields on this. There's also another base like this in the middle of the map. You've only got 1,000 gas here, and only 5 mineral patches. So that's definitely something that you got to watch out for. As it kind of makes it a little bit harder to expand towards the middle of the map. They are kind of forward bases. They mine out very quickly. So if you can hold on to them while you've got center map control, you do get a little bit of a bonus there. But it's really these back bases that really start to come into play as things go on. Oh, oh my god, he kills the Arbiter. Look how quickly this DT is going to eat through these eggs. But there's overlords here. He's not going in to kill the overlords. This is actually a big mistake. I mean, there isn't really anything here to defend the... Oh, he's going double sunken. Or one spore, one sunken. He needs his Corsairs to run in and kill the overlords, so he definitely needs to get those. Can't afford to let his DT run in and die. Now, does Ariador know about this? He doesn't. Oh, he may have seen it with the Scourge, actually. What? Oh, he's killing extra eggs. Okay. I was like, what is he attacking? Like, he's attacking nothing. The egg died. Oh, there we go. He does get in, so it's it. Oh, the Scourge coming in. Does he get any connections? No, they all die. And here we go. Another... Oh, we've got the Ariador Queens coming in, but I don't think this Queen is going to be doing anything. Looks like Fleta doing a pretty big amount of damage here. Corsairs getting in. The Sunken and the Spore have been killed. There's no way of getting units in here to defend. The Lurkers can't even attack the eggs because they've got no vision. And that means he is going to have to give up this base. And that is going to give Fleta a pretty big advantage in this game. Ariador getting all of his overlords killed again. A lot of damage being done by the spores on the Corsairs, but he's losing so many overlords it doesn't even matter. Another Queen coming in. The Queen is getting chased down. Fleta does not want to get ensnared. He wants to kill this Queen so badly. Oh my goodness. Oh no, the Queen's going to go down. It's so close. Going to get away. No, he's going to give it up there. There's the ensnare. Now, unfortunately, he's got nothing to follow up the ensnare. There's no Mutalisks here. There are some Scourge, but they're not going to be able to get down fast enough. And we do have a Storm Drop coming in through that shoal. That's going to have to do a little bit of damage here. Dropping, oh my goodness, so much damage being done. Storm, pretty good spell. Oh my god, he killed his own... Wait, did he kill his own Zealot? Oh my god, that last drone was so unlucky. Oh, but yeah, looks like the Corsairs did get back home. The Ensnare ran out. The Scourge all did go down. Yeah, Ariador has lost so many overlords. He's lost an extra base. And... he just didn't defend this base well enough. He kind of needed to... He needed vision over these eggs, really. Like, even though he lost his Overlord, if he had, like, a Ling or something here, then at least he could have seen the DT trying to break through, and maybe then he would have been able to defend a little bit better. But it's a very difficult situation to play in from Zerg, so... really can't say anything bad about that. Ariador going up to another hatchery in his main, still on lair tech. Going for Queens, not really helping him so far. The Queen's kind of unable to really help at all. We've got Lurkers back here. There's quite a few Lurkers back here defending. We do have a lot of drones kind of sitting idle at the moment. Ariador definitely needs to get on top of his macro, or he is going to be in a lot of trouble. His drone count's not too bad, but... I mean, look at how many unmined patches he has right now. He's got a lot of Sunkens coming in, but there's still idle drones everywhere. Looks like he has finally noticed that some of his drones were idle. He's going to go for another expansion, but look at this. The Zealot in place, ready for this. The Lurker's running past the drone. Drone going down anyway. And that's another last drone. Corsairs coming into the natural expansion here of Ariador. Gets another Overlord. Gets another 2 Overlords by the time this is done. But this time not supply blocking Ariador. Going for another small colony at that base as well to try and help out. Corsair, oh sorry, Scourge splitting up to try and find more Corsairs than middle of nowhere, but not going to be able to find any. Now, Ari is in a position to defend this base now, so he should be able to re-expand. Fleta is taking a 4th base though in the middle of the map though, and if he can secure this base, I mean his army is big enough. He's got 1-1 upgrades against... what upgrades have we got on the Zerg side? 1-1 as well. Ariador is kind of in a bottleneck right now. The only thing he can do is defend. Now, if all you're doing is defending a Zerg, and you're not really expanding a ton, then essentially you're playing even bases with the Protoss, which is always going to give Protoss an advantage in this situation. Fleta doing his best to kill all of the Lurker eggs. I do wish he would get Mind Control and Mind Control these Arbiters, but I don't think we're going to see that this game. It's like, unfortunately, I don't think we've seen a single infest on the Neutral Command Center on Holy World SE this entire tournament. I'm really hoping we get a game with that either in the finals or semi-finals or something, because that'd be sick. Yeah, Ariador, I mean, his economy is pretty healthy still, but he is kind of locked on 3 bases. He's trying to go up to a 4th base, which is now kind of undefendable against this many units. We do have a Queen out here. That will be useful to go for a ensnare. But what's the purpose of ensnare if you've got nothing to kill the Corsairs? He's got a lot of queens here now. They're all going to go down. There are some Hydras coming in. The Hydras should be able to help out a little bit. Ensnare going down. But the problem is all the ground units. There's just not enough units from Eriador here to be able to deal with anything. Overlord's being sacrificed to the Protoss gods here to try and buy as much time as possible. But I think this is going to be game over. Eriador has lost too much. There's no units in defense here in the base. And I think this is bound to be game over. He's going for and gets all but one of the observers, but unfortunately there's no lurkers here, so it doesn't matter. This is just the end. The bell is tolling here. And Eriador looks like he's going to go down. There we go. GG. Eriador taps out. That is going to be it for game number 4. Fleta is going to win one game in the series for StarCast. Unfortunately, though, his teammates let him down and didn't show up. So that means Red are going to advance anyway, regardless of this outcome. So well played by Red. Let's add the victory for their team, and then we can look at the lineups, the results even, and then we can go from there. Yeah, unfortunately, game 2 and 3 were walkovers, so that was it. But that will hopefully be the last walkovers of the tournament. That was so annoying when I found out 2 of the players didn't show up, especially when one was Scan as well, because Scan has always been really reliable, and the fact he didn't show up for his game is kind of shitty. Oh well, it happens. 3-1 victory for Red. They are going to move on and face the winner between Ash and Naz. We'll be finding out who that winner is when we get back after this short break. See you guys soon.
Real Racing Roots 99 in Out of Blue. 3, 2, 1, go! Here we go. It's showtime. 3 laps to go.
STP. Okay guys, welcome back to game number 2 today. It's going to be Naz starting us off here. They finished the season in 4th position with 5 wins, 3 losses. Overall, they have done incredible. 39 wins, 24 losses. It's kind of crazy to think they've played that many matches. This is just STPL stats, by the way. The matches are probably not listed on Liquipedia because I don't know if anyone's been updating it very well this season. I don't know if anyone's put the time in to do it, and I don't have the time. So, well, at least I don't know how to do it. I'm too dumb. But the matches were this, and then the next match will be the winner of this match versus Red, who won the previous one. The semi-finals will be Wiko, the winner of that, and I'll go through it in a minute. But yeah, Jae-yoon, not played in the STPL for a while, did lose his last 4 games. Terra doing pretty well there recently. Dragon doing pretty well recently. Striker doing well overall, but not doing as well in his last 4 games. So let's see how that's going to change things as we look at Ash's lineup. Ash have done really well this season. They also finished the season 5-3. They finished 5th. So it was 3rd versus 6th, and this game is 4th versus 5th. But Ash, they didn't win against... Well, they haven't won as much against Naz as they've lost. But the last playoffs, they did beat Naz 4-0, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But basically, Ash doing pretty well. Dreamer doing okay. 2 wins out of his last 4 games. Quark winning 3 of his last 4 games. Yeti winning 2 of his last 4. With an incredible number of wins behind his belt, by the way. 44 wins overall. Insane. And then, of course, we do have Hit Him Up with his 3 of his last 4 games being wins. And that's after he came back after a break as well. So, Hit Him Up been doing pretty well. Let's have a look at the lineups here. If you want to check the lineups for Red versus SCTV, you can look on the Team Liquid thread. It's got everything in there. But starting us off, we're going to have a ZVP between Jae-yoon and Dreamer. We're then going to have a TVP between Terra and Quark. Looking forward to that one. That's going to be on Blue Storm. Then we're going to have a PvP between Dragon and Yeti on Holy World. I think that's going to be pretty good. Yeti, I think he's going to have his work cut out for him, but Yeti has beaten some very strong players in PvP. So Dragon is going to be up against an underdog here, I think, in Yeti, even though I wouldn't really class Yeti as an underdog. And then we've got a ZVT between Striker and Hit 'em Up as well on Triathlon, which should be amazing too. TVZ to finish us off, ZVP to start us off, and then a TVP as well. So we've got a mix of all the matchups and a PvP as well, but that's STPL for you. Let's get into it. It's game number 1. It's on Judgment Day, and it's Dreamer versus Jae-yoon. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the green, fighting for Ash. It's Dreamer as our Protoss player from Russia. At least I'm fairly certain he was from Russia. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the white, fighting for Naz. It's Jaeyun from America fighting for Naz. I just said Naz twice, but that's fine. We're all good. We know what we're doing. Weird thing is I do have a bit of a cold this week for like the first time in like 2 years, because it was my sister's bat mitzvah on the weekend, and for the first time in probably a year and a half, I met up with a ton of other people, and yeah, I got a cold obviously, like immediately. It's not been too bad, but it's not too bad. It's definitely a cold rather than anything else, but which I'm happy about. The bat mitzvah went fine. It was all good. I'm not Jewish, but my sister is. It's definitely not COVID. It is 100% not COVID. If it was COVID, I definitely wouldn't be streaming. I should be due my booster shot though, because the UK is starting to give out people's third shots. I think it's like 5 months after your second one, and my last shot was in July, so I should be close. I should be close to getting it. I can't believe my second shot was all the way back in July. It can't have been. No, I don't think it was. I think my first shot. No, it was. It was the week before. It was the week after my birthday. It's been that long since I was vaccinated. That's crazy. How time is flying so fast. Really amazes me. But we're now in the month of December. We can officially start celebrating Christmas. I bought a Christmas outfit for my avatar on VR chat as well, which I put on in Unity today. Used Blender as well. It's a cute outfit. I've cleared the space in my house to put my Christmas tree up, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow. It's gonna be a good December, hopefully. Now, Dreamer did scout the fact it was an early pull, so he did go for double cannon before gateway. Well, Tom thanks, everybody. Good to see you again, man. I don't think I've spoken to you in like 2 years. Okay, but meanwhile, back here, Jaeyun not doing too bad. He is going for double expansion after this, so he is planning to play a little bit of macro-oriented style here. Yeah, it's probably been 2 years since I last spoke to you, and I guess 3 years since I saw you, because I think it was 3 years ago I was in America, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then to think, like, that's probably the last BlizzCon there'll ever be as well, which is kind of sad. Like the last proper BlizzCon that all the people get invited to and stuff, because I can't see Blizzard doing that again. Like it seems a bit sad, but Blizzard kind of fell off a cliff since then, and especially with everything going on with the allegations, it's been a little bit rough for Blizzard, and I don't see it getting any better, unfortunately. Most of their main devs left, and I mean, there's now like 3 Splinter studios created from ex-Blizzard people. There's like the Frostpunk studio, not Frostpunk. What? Wait. Is it Frostpunk? I mean, no, Frostpunk is that game, isn't it? I can't remember. Either way, there's like 3 studios. One was made by Chris Metzen, one was made by Mike Morheim and the other guy, and there's also a third one as well. Frost Giant, that's it. Yeah, Frostpunk is that really good, like, weird strategy game that's, like, set in, like, post-apocalyptic England, where, essentially, we're in another ice age. Someone asked, is Jaeyun still switching to P? I would say your name, but your blue name on the black background is quite difficult to read, so I'm not sure. I think Jaeyun might play Protoss, but plays ZVP, because I don't think he wants to PvP. But he's never actually played Protoss in the STPL, I don't believe. Because the database was all up to date as him as Zerg, so Diggity saying he's going back and forth. I guess that makes sense. Jaeyoon's pretty good at both races though, so it's not really a massive deal. Now we still have no lair coming in unless it's at the natural. No, so no lair, so it's going to be a 3 hatch Hydro Bust here. We've got 7 drones here. Have we got 9 in the main? We've got 9 in the main, and is there 3 in the natural? Nope, there's 5. So, okay, so he's going like 975. So it's not like the 973 super all in that we've seen a lot of. He is going up to a 4th and 5th hatchery most likely before his lair. Now this is a really risky play, because if your opponent goes Corsairs early, which luckily for him, I don't know if he knows Dreamer style, but we have no Stargate. It means your Overlords are essentially free pickings. Thank you, Glacius, for saying happy to see you again. There will be a Season 6. It won't be too long after Season 5. But I will take a little bit of a break. But this is rough. The Forge and the Gateway are going to be in a lot of trouble here. The Dragoon dies almost immediately. There's no Stargate, which means no Corsairs can put any pressure or do any scouting. So he doesn't know if there's any more Hydras coming his way. He doesn't know if there's any Overlords. Not Overlords. He doesn't know if there's any lair or anything. He's kind of in the dark. He did manage to get another couple of cannons up before the end here, but I think this is probably going to be game over. He just doesn't really have enough. There's so many Hydras here. The Hydra's moving up on top of the front cannons. One of them going to go down. Not target firing completely perfectly, but it doesn't really matter. There's so much damage coming in. More Hydras streaming on up through the middle of the map here. And I think Dreamer, although I think it was Diggity said he favored Dreamer here in this matchup. I think Jaeyoon may have won this with a really quick Hydro Burst. So there we go. We do have the Zealot coming out to try and hold on with some probes as well, but more probes that die, the further ahead that Jaeyoon is going to get. The final cannon goes down. There's only a single gateway in the main. Sorry, there's 3 gateways now, which is going to allow him to build 3 Zealots at a time. But there's so many, there's so many Hydras, it's not enough. GG, Dreamer taps out. Jaeyoon wins game number 1. And that's going to take us game number 2 when we get back after this very short break. See you guys soon.そう、俺は永遠に勉強してるんだけど、1年前から俺は毎日使ってるから、5時間、6時間ぐらい使ってるから、上手くなったんだよね、前より。日本の友達がいっぱいいるから、発音も、いや、得意ではないと思うんだけど、良くなりますよね。そんなに大したことないよ。誰でもできるんですよ、これ。いや、今だったら11年前に勉強し始めたんだけど、11年間か。すごいね、ゲームの準備をしてないと、ちょっと待って。それでは始まりましょうか、みんな。よし。何言ってんの? Okay, let's get started. It's game number 2. We've got starting us off here in the bottom left-hand corner in the pink, fighting for Ash. It's Quark. And spawning up here in the or in the top right hand corner in the teal, fighting for Naz. It's Terra. Okay, so this should be a good matchup actually. Terra and Quark, both incredibly good players. Quark definitely getting a lot better recently. He was a fairly strong player back in the day, one of the more famous British players to play Brood War. Now lives in America because of Traitor. Zakrom, who played in the first game, it was Dreamer versus Jaeyun. Jaeyun coming out on top with a quick Hydra Burst. There we go. Yeah, to kind of translate why I said to ES Champ, because ES Champ has been learning Japanese for a good number of years now as well, I think. If I remember rightly, you said to me when we first met you'd been learning for maybe like 2 years, so I guess you're on your 5th or 6th year now, right? I basically found out that there was a lot of Japanese people who hang around in VR chat, so I started playing VR chat and I hang around with them every day. So I usually speak about 5-6 hours of Japanese a day, maybe more. I probably actually speak Japanese more than I speak English recently outside of work. So one thing my friends have noticed is my English ability has got much worse. I'm not forgetting my own language, I'm just... yeah, it's really rough. But yeah, we do have a gateway going into a core. Saranda Mono-san says... why did I say san there? But Saranda Mono says... Quark has been doing more normal builds in PBT. So maybe we'll see a more macro-orientated game here. Blue Storm is one of the best maps in the game for proxies. There is proxy locations absolutely everywhere. We do have a kind of normal opening coming in from Quark. It doesn't mean you can't proxy a robo or something like that, but this is a macro game. It's Blue Storm as well, so we could have a long one here. Terra, one of the best foreign Terrans. I believe that's still the case. I've not really been able to keep up with BSL much recently, but I'm assuming Terra still does pretty well. Like Terra and Dandy, and I mean Kogut was one of the best Terrans, but he switched back to Zerg, I heard, which kind of disgusted with, I'm not gonna lie. He had a kid and then he regressed. He regressed. He went back to Zerg. What is he doing? It's horrible. He was such a good Terran. He was a fun Terran to watch as well, and then I don't know. Now come with like the Artosis crying emote. That's good. Is that an emote from your channel or Artosis' channel? Oh, it's from Artosis' channel. I can't believe, like... Okay, can someone in chat who's, well, obviously Naokan, maybe you can answer. Who are the best foreign Terrans in BSL at the moment? Because I genuinely have no idea. Mihu's pretty good as well. Yeah, Mihu came from... Well, Mihu's Chinese, right? Yeah, Mihu's Chinese, and he's always been good, but he's just... They've never played any foreign events, so no one knew. Apparently Gypsy's... Wait, Gypsy's actually good now? Like, I refuse to believe that. I like to feel like... This is gonna sound weird, but I like to believe that we've got a 2-fact coming in from Terra, by the way. I like to feel like Gypsy is just insane, and that's just his thing. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, Gypsy. I don't want to believe you're actually good, because that makes things tough. Like, I can't think of you as just an insane person anymore, because you're actually good. But I've been saying Gypsy is God TVT now. I mean, that's great, but there's like no Terrans in the foreign scene still, so it didn't really help too much. Either way, good job, Gypsy. Glad to see you're doing well. I didn't even know you were in chat either, but it's good to see you. Now, we do have Terra pushing forward. Now, if this does work, this is a very good map for 2-fact. You do have this small area that only Zealots can fit through, and you can siege a tank up here and kind of siege down the Nexus. That's one of the... Well, it's not what we're going to see here. He is going for speed first. He's going for speed and mine, so he is going to go more conventional... Well, a more old school... not TVT, but I'm reading chat at the same time, that's so confusing. A more old school, like, well, It's not old school, it's more newer school, should I say. It's weird. Two Factor's gone through so many iterations across the generations of Brood War that I just don't even know what's old anymore and what's new. But going for Vultures, not... Honestly, going for Vultures here, not the best, because you can siege down the Nexus, but you're kind of guaranteed to win if you can kill the Nexus here from being in the natural. But Bourbon saying Gypsy got a TVT group. Looks like Quark is just going to give up his expansion. He knows he doesn't have enough units to deal with this. Now Speed has come in. He is going to be able to get some Vultures in here. One of them goes down immediately. Only 2 mines laid. Oh my goodness. Oh, the mine goes off. Does a ton of damage. Even though there's an Observer there. Quark with the miss. That is definitely a miss you can't really afford. But he is going to kill a few of these Zealots here. But losing this damage means this army, while not very big, is very, very strong. Also, just to go in the chat, please don't say that. Oh my goodness, other people use a machine translator for that. But here we go, we do have the bunker lined up here. It is filled with Marines. 2 of the Dragoons did go down. They were hurt by the mine earlier, which made them a little bit easier to kill. Quark already with 4 gateways here. He does have a Citadel already, but no Templar Archives just yet, so no DTs are going to be coming in. But with the shuttle, that's going to make things a bit annoying. Oh no! He lost another, well, he lost a load of damage to mines again. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Kicks, one sway.
Oh, it reads it in Chinese. That's interesting. I didn't know how you'd say that in Chinese, but apparently it's one play. I guess it sees kanji, and it's like, well, I guess it's Chinese, right? But looks like we are gonna have Quark coming in here with a Zealot Bomb. But unfortunately, this is too bad. Okay, only one of the bunkers has something in. Looks like the tank is going to go down fairly quickly. The bunkers are going to go down as well. And due to the fact he didn't completely reinforce this quick enough, he's going to secure his natural again. And yeah, there we go. Looks like he is going to be able to break out and take his natural again. Very, very good moves by Quark. Quite difficult to break that contain. I think Terra made a mistake not reinforcing it fast enough. But then the problem with this map, you can't just rally willy-nilly to your opponent's base. You have to rally outside your own base and then run them over. So I don't know if Terra was maybe busy microing up the front, so he didn't move his units over. But he is coming in now with 3 tanks. He will have siege mode. Oh, we do know he has siege mode from before. And he is going to be able to set up another contain. Now there is 3 zealots. The Zealots getting on top of the tanks. The tanks are not unsieging yet. But maybe they don't need to worry too much. A single Marine is going to force this away. Turret is also going to help this out as well. Going to make it a little bit harder to drop in. But here we go. The Dragoons coming in. Oh my god. Mines going off on the front Dragoons. The shot leading the damage for the Observer, which means the Terra's army is not going to be as strong because the mines are not going to be able to do anything. The Observer is still here. 1 hit away from death. The tanks get taken down. And now we have both players down to 1 base. The shuttle does go down, which is a bonus for Terra. But Quark is expanding first. Terra does not have an expansion coming in. And this is such a weird game. Because essentially, we're in a position now where with 9 minutes into the game, neither player has an expansion. Both players are below 50 supply. If you think in a normal game around 13 minutes, both players are going to be maxed. That is not going to be happening here. Now, we do have some Vultures getting into the main base. Going to lay some mines behind the middle line as well. Make this very annoying. Oh my goodness, that was so unbelievably lucky. That wasn't more probes. But it looks like the Dragoons just eating mines here. Quark maybe dropping the ball a bit with his micro, but taking a lot of damage to his probe line. And he is going to need that second Nexus up and running very, very quickly. Terra taking a lead in worker count now. Vultures get cleaned up, but at what cost? It looks like the game is flipped on its head once again. I thought Quark had done a pretty good job. He had given himself a very big advantage, but losing all of those probes, taking that damage from, he's asking his supply. Why would Terra say that? Like, why would they answer? Like, I wouldn't answer that. Yeah, Terra is going to be way ahead with his worker count now, but I mean, he is behind on his Nexus. So, well, he's behind on his expansion. The Observer did get taken down. Yeah, the fact that Terra answered that means that I can't believe he didn't lie. It just shows how much of a good person Terra is, because there's a lot of people who would have just said, like, I'm on 80 supply, right? Because at the end of the day, people want to win. Right? If you say you're on 80 supply and your opponent has just lost 1 million probes, they're probably going to leave. And he's got no way of verifying what supply his opponent's actually on. So, I mean, what's he going to do? Just sit there and, like, try and play from behind? The fact he knew he was even means the game's going to go on. Yeah, Quark, as long as he keeps his pro production up, which he's not doing at the moment off of both of his Nexuses, he should be able to come back in the game. But he is going to have to essentially completely clean this up without losing anything. And, I mean, he's actually doing that. I think he lost maybe, like, a Zealot or two. Maybe a few Zealots, like 3-4 Zealots, but all of the Dragoons survived. Okay, this is going to start to become a problem. 2 of these Dragoons sitting in the middle of nowhere, going to be taking damage. Zealots going to be moving on up. Tanks have unsieged. A lot of the Dragoons kind of lagging behind, but there's another 2 dead tanks. that's an amazing emote, I reckon. What the hell? Is that an Artosis emote again? Oh no, it's someone else. It's like is that like a Zealot walking forward? Yeah, Terra's in a lot of trouble now, but I mean, Terra's got no units. Quark doesn't have an Observer over here, which means he can't really do anything. Quark getting on top of the SCV is going to kill a couple of them before losing both Zealots, not really doing too much damage. But the Observer is all important here. Now, Terra is still ahead. He did lose a load of army. Now, the one thing with Terran versus Protoss, if you're behind as Protoss but you have a bigger army, you're essentially ahead because Terra can't attack, Terran can't attack you, essentially. Like, I mean, Terra has lost so many tanks, he is never going to get that big max that he wants. Now, obviously, if the game keeps going badly for Quark, then Terra will eventually win the game. But when you think about the way this game has gone, there's no armory yet, there's no upgrades for Terra. Like, Terra should be looking at getting a 2-1 push going at 14-15 minutes. Maybe even earlier, but he can't do that now. He's building a starport when he still doesn't even have an armory to go for a science facility or anything. Like, he is in such a bad position. The only benefit he has is he has 3 factories. And 3 factories aren't really going to do too much. So we do have some vultures getting into the natural, killing a few more probes. The Dragoons sitting idly at the back doing absolutely nothing. Quark definitely dropping the ball on some of his control this game. But gets another tank in the middle of the map. Yeah, Invidentia saying that Terran logic, if you're ahead in economy and you can't attack, you lose. Trouble is, if you can't attack, Protoss will eventually catch up in economy again. And the fact you have no tanks, because he keeps losing them all, means you're never going to get the big tank max that you need. Like, you're never going to get the 2 control groups of tanks at the end of the game. Or by the time you get them, Protoss will already have the right army they need, they'll have all the tech they need. So you're not going to be able to kill the Protoss. You're in a position where while you're ahead, you're not, because you've lost all your tanks, you can't do anything. Like, his economy is great, but Quark is in a better position right now, other than economy. Like, army-wise, if he can keep trading Terra's army away, Terra is never going to be able to win the game. Yeah, Quark's probe count is terrible, but his army count is much, much higher. Terra has no tanks, which is the main problem. Like, if you have no tanks as Terran, you are not winning the game. Like, that's not how this game works. Economy can turn into tanks if you give it enough time, but he's not going to have that time. As we're about to see here, as Quark is just going to waltz in and take victory. Zealots running up on the back tanks. Nothing here can stop this. He has no units back at home. This is going to be game over. And this is what army advantage can do. It doesn't matter if you've got double the workers, if you've got no units to defend them. And that is bound to be it. Such a weird game from both players, but really well played by Quark. Even if he did lose most of it, we do have a tank drop in the main. A lot of the probes have run away, but running into vulture fire. But what's it matter if you lose all your, or if you kill all your opponent's probes when you're going to lose your entire base? The vulture's still alive? Is this guy fantasy? Like, the zealots all running down to the tank, they all die to mines? Like, what is Quark doing? Oh my god, he's oh no, he's transferring his probes back into the tank. Oh my goodness, the vultures are still alive. I mean, Terra is doing everything he can to try and hold on here. It's 8 probes against 25 SCVs. He's pulling the boys. He has to fight with everything he has. This is so crazy. Both players are kind of all in right now because there's nothing either player can really do. GG. Terra taps out. Quark wins game number 2. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 3.
Come on, DJ. Party. Baby, oh yeah. Hey, DJ. Good morning. DJ, come on. Hey, DJ, come on. Hey, DJ. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on, party. Oh, come on, Fred. Oh, yeah. Come on. Hey, hey. Oh, yeah. Hey, hey. Oh, yeah. Hey, hey. Oh, yeah. Go, 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 go. Hey, DJ. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. We're here for game number 3 between Ash and Naz. Starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner in the red. Fighting for Naz, it's their captain. It's Dragon. And up here in the top left hand corner in the blue, fighting for Ash, it's the ex-Net Wars player, joined Ash and became another hero. It's Yeti from Poland. We got Poland versus Canada. Dragon, of course. I would say overall, like, on paper, the strongest player in this match here. But Yeti is never to be underestimated. All the way since back in Season 1, I have called Yeti one of the best players in the STPL. And he is ranked 22 in the ELO rankings. There's over like 500 people in the ELO rankings as well. He's got... His PvP win rate is insane, by the way. So he has won 20 games against Protoss and only lost 8 of them. His last PvP win was against Scarfs, and the one before that was against DeWalt. He has... Wait, when was his last... Oh, okay, he lost the game after DeWalt, but we do have a 71% win rate in PvP for Yeti. Yeti is damn good. He is an insanely good PvP player. He's an insanely good Protoss player. Now, Dragon also has a win over DeWalt. He won his last PvP... Wait, did he play Zerg or Protoss against DeWalt? I can't remember. I think he played Protoss. It was on the 19th of November on Blue Storm. He won against all in one matchup. I can't remember if it was PvP or not, because Dragon used to be a ZVP player, but then he decided to switch to PvP. He played ZVP for like 4 seasons, and then this season he switched over to PvP, which kind of puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage. He only really started PvPing because of ladder, because you can't race pick on ladder, so you kind of got forced to learn the mirror. But in tournaments, he was always such a strong ZVP player that the switch kind of confused me, but I guess he's got more opportunities to practice PvP than he does ZVP these days. But ZVP-wise, he has one of the best win rates in the entire STPL. He had the all-time top win streak against Protoss in ZVP. He went 12-0, and it's pretty crazy. Like, 12-0 in a win streak against Protoss the Zerg is pretty insane. Like, if we're looking at the win rate of Dragon against Protoss, obviously this includes his EVP games. It's 18 wins, 7 losses, and that's a 72% win rate as well. So both these players incredibly good against Protoss. Obviously it's a little bit weird because they kind of did switch matchups or whatever, but I mean, Yeti, like when you compare their actual win rates, Dragon with a 69% win rate over, this is 62 games. Yeti with a 65% win rate over 67 games. So both of them have played an insane number of best of ones in the STPL, and both of them have done very, very well. Yeti ranked 22, Dragon ranked 16 in the yellow rankings as well. So really, really good play by both of our players here. Now, the one thing that did surprise me is Eon Zerg is currently ranked 2nd in the STPL and in the yellow rankings, and he didn't turn up in this match. I don't know if he's kind of not been busy. Now, if you've not seen this before, it's not going to come into effect this matchup, but there is a neutral command center in the middle of the map. So that's something that can get infested by Zerg players. Not that we're going to see that in this, well, we're not going to see it today, but maybe later in the tournament we will see it again. Now, I'd just like to shout out our sponsors, Esport Fund, for donating $1,000 towards the prize pool. We are trying to make a $2,500 prize pool goal through Matcherino. I don't think we're going to make it. It's going to be rough, but maybe we can make it if we get a few donations closer to the finals. But we're currently $1,500 off, so it's going to be rough. But we've used all our Matcherino codes. A great thank you to Matcherino as well. They are a great tournament. Well, they're a great tool for tournament organizers to keep prize pools safe and stuff. But yeah, we're currently a little bit short of our goal, but hopefully we'll get somewhat close. If we can reach like the 2,000 that we had last season, I'll be very happy. And we're definitely going to have a Season 6. Esport Fund have already agreed to sponsor it. After that, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we won't think about that until we get there. I think interest has kind of waned a little bit in the STPL over the last season and a half, so it's been a little bit hard to stay motivated, I guess, when things have been a little bit quieter, but it's been fun. I've still had fun doing it. This season has had some of the best games as well. If you do want to check any of the VODs, you can check them all on YouTube. Most of them have timestamps and stuff as well. I did get a little bit lax, but over the next week I'm going to try and get them all sorted, and they should mostly have thumbnails as well. But you can check out the YouTube channel on the link below the stream, or it is youtube.com/STPLTV. We've got the first engagement of the game coming in. Both players trading away as Dragoon for a Dragoon. But looks like Yeti getting a little bit of a bonus here, getting the extra Dragoon before his dies. Gets a few extra shots, which means this engagement is going very well for him. Gonna get all of his opponent's Dragoons here. His Zealot is still alive. His Zealot finally goes down, but Yeti destroys Dragon's army here. And now Dragon is going to find himself stuck in his base. GG, Dragon taps out. 6-minute curse strikes again. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 4.
There's the pitch. Ball. One out. Two out. Strike one. Nothing for the Griffins this inning. Let's see what they do next time up. Foul! There's the pitch. You got it. He's on. He got it. It's a home run. Strike one. One out.
Okay guys, welcome back. Spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner in the red, fighting for Ash. It's their captain. It's hit him up. And spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the blue, fighting for Naz. It's Striker. Now, as I did mention before, Ash did beat Naz in the previous season's playoffs, so I think Naz are going to want their revenge here. Because if they get their revenge here, they're going to be able to go up against... Wait, what? One thing I've noticed, I've got YouTube Premium, right? And I leave videos like kind of sat paused when like I usually watch videos while I'm like doing other stuff, and my phone will just start randomly playing them. Like I don't know what the cause of it is, but yeah. Yeah, but going back to the game, like Naz are going to want to get their victory here. If they do, they're going to have to go through red. But I think Naz have a fairly strong chance against red. So do Ash, to be honest. So I think whoever advances from this round of, well, from this first round, it's going to be tough for red. But they're going to definitely be doing their best. They will be playing on Sunday, by the way, and then we'll be casting next Friday. If you guys are interested in tuning in again. I'm hoping at some point to do my drunk stream that I promised a very, very long time ago. Maybe, like, okay, so the STPL isn't going to end until the week before Christmas, but maybe on a Monday or something, I'll stream some other games while drinking, because it's December, right? You can drink in December. That's fine. It's fine, right? There's no problem with that. I'll be fine. I'll wake up for work on time. I won't be hungover. I'm very tall, so it's very difficult for me to get actually fully drunk. So, yeah, the thing is, like, I hang around with Japanese people who basically their biorhythm is kind of like they go to sleep at like 4, 5, 6 a.m. and they go to work in the afternoon or in the evening or whatever. So they're drinking like every single day. Like, that, at least in terms of like the Japanese VR chat population, there's some people with some serious drinking problems. There are some people that like just have a couple and that's fine, but I definitely can't drink that much. Like, I drank like 2 gin and tonics for like the first time in like 3-4 months the other day at my sister's bat mitzvah. Not at the synagogue, but like at the party, obviously. That'd be a sweet trip to the synagogue. Just get some G&T down you while you're there, you know. But yeah, I definitely can't drink every day like that. I probably could, but I just don't really want to, you know. I just don't see the point. But yeah, I've got a pretty good pace as well, so when I am drinking, like, I don't go overboard most of the time. But I did recently buy the Super Monkey Ball remaster, which I did want to stream. So I'm going to stream that maybe next Monday or next Wednesday. SCP saying I don't enjoy being drunk enough to deal with a hangover. That's a fair point. One thing I will say as a non-Jewish person who does not understand Hebrew, going through a Jewish synagogue ceremony is very confusing. Because obviously everything is in Hebrew. Well, not everything. Like 90% of it's in Hebrew because there's a lot of readings of the Torah and stuff, and they're all read in like Aramaic. But yeah, basically, like, I didn't understand a word of what was going on, but they were dropping some sick beats to the Torah, man. Like, I didn't realize Judaism was so like musical, because all of the readings are kind of done like a song. It's kind of weird. Like, I didn't expect it. Like, I learned about Judaism in school, but I'd never really been to a synagogue or anything before, so it was an interesting experience. I mean, it was a religious ceremony, and I'm not religious, so it was kind of a little bit boring, but it was definitely interesting, kind of learning like what it's like. I mean, when I was a kid, like, my parents weren't religious either, but we do have just to kind of go back to the game, we do have 4 barracks coming in for hit 'em up, and he's going for +1. So is this going to be a +1? Yeah, it's a +1 5 racks, which is kind of crazy. Don't really see that as much anymore, but hit 'em up's going to try and make it work. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we do have a Spire build coming in off of, well, it's going to be a 3-base Spire. Not going for his easy to expand 2 base, just because the SCP is blocking it. But yeah, I kind of went to some church services as a kid, and like, when you're in church, like a Christian church, at least in the UK, like, if you go there, you stay there the whole time, and you don't talk, right? But when I noticed, like, what I noticed about the synagogue is, like, people were coming and going all the time, and like, they were even doing like other things in the synagogue, like they were doing like teachings about certain things. Like, there was a story of I think it was the story of Joseph. They were doing like a seminar on, and like, people would go off and do that, and there was people just talking to each other while this like the sermon was going on, which was kind of confusing to me. But apparently it's normal. There's also the thing of it being an Orthodox synagogue as well, so all the men and women sat separately, and there was like a big barrier in between, which was really, really, really weird. I suppose it's kind of an interesting thing about Jewish culture, so it's always cool to learn. Now the first muteless are spawning now. They are going to start heading towards hit 'em up space, who is pretty well prepared for this. His turrets are up well in time. He does have a lot of turrets in his natural as well. Now, we did mention before that he can't really break through these eggs with Marines, so he can't get any ground units over to defend against those, so that makes these turrets even more impressive, or more important. The, okay, looks like the medic's getting caught a little bit far behind, does need to be careful. Now, there's not as many turrets in the main base. He does have his Marines and medics kind of patrolling up and down. Now, the one bonus of this is it means he's safe. He doesn't need to build a million turrets, but the bad point is he can't really attack. Now, he is going to go for an attack here, but the Ling out the front is going to signal to Striker that this is coming. Now, does he turn around with his Mutas and go for some damage? Or does he fly back to his main? I think he's a little bit confused at what he wants to do. A little bit indecisive, which can be a big, big problem here in ZVT. But hit him up. Gonna lose a couple of Marines at the back here. Very difficult to control Medic Marine. Very difficult to control Mutalisks as well. You can see that Striker not able to get any attacks there. And he does lose a Mutalisk without killing another Marine. It's only 6 oh, it's 8 Mutas now rather than 9. So he's not going to be able to do full damage. Now, he doesn't have much in the way of defense back at home. He's got 3 Lurkers morphing in. We do have a Sunken as well. Now, this base is essentially unkillable because of these eggs. So we're not going to see an attack coming in here. We do have the Mutalisk coming in. He does lose another 2 of them. Doesn't really kill too many Marines, but the Marines are about to walk into a death trap. There is going to be a lot of Lurkers. There is a good number of scans. But the issue is, how is he going to deal with these 3 lurkers? There's going to be another 2 at the front as well. We've got the first scan coming in. He sees the number of lurkers. Does he push? I genuinely don't think it'd be a good idea to do so. So I think he's probably going to sit back here and defend for a little bit. We do have a lot of Medic Marine coming in. Now we do have double Starport coming in as well. If he can go for some dropships, things are going to look a bit better. We have a 4th base hidden by Striker up here in the top left-hand corner. That's also unassailable by ground. Now if he can get some lurkers on top of here, that is going to be another main base for him, so it's going to make things even better. We have another 8 Mules still flying around trying to do damage. There's still only 3 turrets in the main. So the Mules really should have been trying to do some damage while this is going on, but I guess he's just kind of trying to play conservative here the best he can to make sure he doesn't lose any. 9th Mute does come over to kind of help bolster these forces as well. Now 5 lurkers, it doesn't matter how good your Marine Medic control is, you're going to lose most of your army if you're on push into this, so he is just going to kind of try and set up a contain now. It does hit him up know about the other base. He has scanned here, but he doesn't know about this base. He knows there's no base here, but doesn't know about this base here. So hit him up is probably going to be feeling he is in a much better position than he actually is. And that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a major problem for Hit 'em Up, because Hit 'em Up is essentially playing with the thought he's super far ahead, thinking his opponent's only on 2 base, when his opponent's on 4. If you're on 4 base, Zerg, you're pretty good. You're feeling pretty healthy. You're going to have a lot of gas coming in. Obviously, this base is quite low on gas, but that's not the end of the world. This base is a full gas base. Now, Hit 'em Up with a few more scans coming in. I clicked the wrong one. He did scan this base, so he does know it's coming in. We do have some creep colonies coming up as well now. The hive isn't done, so there's no Nidus. Now, it's not actually going to take that long for a huge number of Marines to push through here, so as long as he kills the Arbiter as soon as possible, he's going to be able to break through before there's too many Sunkens, and that's going to be a dead base. But he does have to kill a lot of eggs to make it through. The eggs have 20 armor, so they do only take like 1 damage per Marine shot, I believe it is. But with enough Marines, you can kind of break through quick enough. And we do have double dropship as well coming in. That's going to make things a little bit better. They did fly into an Overlord, which has forced the Muteless down here to try and deal with this. We've got another turret being added on here as well. But look at this. He is slowly pushing through. Look how slowly this dies. He's spreading his Marine fire, though. This is really clever. I actually like this quite a lot. Now, the Nidus is going to come in, so he should be able to defend his base. But, oh my god, the dropship's coming in. Are they going to be able to get in before the Muteless can kill them? Oh, looks like they're going to go down the Muteless. Oh, Scourge! Can he get the Scourge connections? Yes, he does. There we go. That's 2 dead dropships. Striker. Perfect defense here. And the Lurkers do run... Well, the Lurker actually ran up here and died immediately. Still not broken through the eggs. But losing those 2 dropships has been a massive problem. And look at this, he's still struggling to get through the eggs. It takes so long to kill them. Yeah, that was a big investment from Hit 'em Up. He doesn't have his 3rd base up just yet. Upgrade-wise, we only have 1 attack. He's not even got +2 attack coming in. Wait, has he just finished +2? No, he's just not upgrading anymore. Now, the bonus of going for +1 5 racks is your upgrades are fast. So he's losing out on a big amount of units and stuff here. Now, do we have any vessels? I don't think I've seen any vessels with the army. He's going for dropships again. Oh, there's the vessels. I just can't see them. Scourge coming in. Can he save his vessels here? Yes, he can. Double dropship should be able to go up to the top right-hand base now, or maybe even the 12 o'clock base. But I don't think he knows about this yet. First 2 Lurkers do go down now. This is actually a perfect opportunity to push in. There's only 2 Lurkers here defending this base, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. Now, he does have 2 kind of semi-full dropships. It looks like he wants to push in at the same time. Now, he scans as another... Oh my god, this is the worst timing. Oh, that's the worst timing in the world. But the dropships are going to get into the main base this time. Oh, no, they're not. There's so many Scourge. The Scourge are going to get... Oh, my God. He's going to lose both his dropships again. Does save 1. But at what cost? So much damage being done again. Perfect defense by Striker. Striker's in such a good spot. 1-1 on his ground. On his melee, I guess. I don't know how many... What his... he's on... Okay, 0-1 for ranged. Yeah, this isn't looking good for Hit 'em Up right now. Hit 'em Up was doing his best, but unfortunately, I mean, having 3-star, oh, he's going battle cruisers. This is the first battle cruisers, I think. This is the first battle cruisers. Oh my god, he's trying to go around the top with the dropship, but the dropship's gonna go down again. Oh man, he's losing so many dropships. Battle cruisers are incredibly good. They force your opponent into building a lot of Scourge. We've got Burrow coming in, which essentially means Eraser tricking is absolutely pointless because they can just burrow all their drones. You do nothing. Another 2 dropships coming in, not full yet again, and he's flying into the kind of the eye of the beast right now. He tried to push forward. He did force out a swarm, which is good. We do get a kill on this hatchery. There's no way really to defend this. The dropship goes down again though. He doesn't bring a single medic with this for whatever reason. So he's not going to lose the hatchery because the Mutila's going to kill everything. Guy in the chat, or just the guy in the chat saying Artosis' quote of, all he did was sit there. I mean, that's basically what Striker's done this game. But it's working out. I mean, why attack? It's kind of doing the opposite of what Sun Tzu said, which is the best defense is a good offense. Like, who needs to attack when you can just defend your base? Right? I mean, that's just late game CVT. You can't really push in late game CVT, but that's assuming your opponent's on like 3-3 upgrades. This is 1-0. 1-0 bio. He's finally now getting 2-2. Oh, he's getting 2-1. Like this is not a winnable situation for him up. He's going to be in such an uphill struggle. His Marines are going to be doing like no damage to these super... Oh my god, I thought you raised up the Ultra. But it's through... Oh, here we go. We've got the battle cruisers coming in. Now, ironically, he sent all of his Ultras up here, but they can't leave. So I don't know why... Oh my god, if he pushes in at this exact moment and kills the Nidus, maybe he can make something happen, but no. That would be hilarious, though, if he kills the Nidus while they're all stuck there. He should just go and kill the Nidus. Like, just, if you kill the Nidus, like he's just got, like, 8 Ultras that can't do anything. But looks like he is going to kill the Overlord up here. Plague is a very good spell. Basically makes the battle cruisers very low. It puts them down to 205 health. We do have a command center coming up here. It's a 4th base for Striker. But in a very difficult place to defend. There's more Ultras here than I think there is Marines. But looks like this could be a push that I don't think he's going to be able to defend. It's 4 armor against 1 attack. Like, that's a lot of damage. The battle cruisers did not find the top left-hand base either. No scan up there. The 2 battle cruisers will eventually kill the Ultras, but they take so long. There's no vessels either, because he lost his 2 vessels from earlier on. I mean, Striker has to be thinking, like, how does he have so much money? Yeah, that's not a lot of damage, is what I thought I said, but apparently not. Now, he does have some Marines, as I tried to say. He has some Marines. He's got some Marines in his base, but they're not going to be, they're not going to help. We do have a dead base as well. The 4th base has gone down. 2 battle cruisers coming in. They're on 1 health or 3 health. Does somehow manage to clear up some of the Scourge here, but yeah, I mean, he's just fighting a losing battle. Now, the Marines are in a good place. The Ultras can't get into them, so he is going to be able to defend his barracks at the very least. But for how long? I mean, there literally is more Ultras than Marines. Like, how does he win this? Like, hit him up going for a load of scans. He sees that this base is up. He scans here but doesn't even see the base. He misscanned. And he doesn't check here. He just does not know about this base. Now, we do have a lot of battle cruisers, and they are incredibly good. They one-shot Scourge. Obviously, they don't have smart attacks, so they do overkill. But if he can move in and kill all of the bases of his opponent, he's killed all the Ultras. He's actually killed all the Ultras. If he can wall in and repair the wall, he'll be able to defend for maybe long enough that he can come back. But Hit 'em Up is so far behind right now. He's called in the fleet. But is the fleet going to be good enough? He needs vessels. Like, he needs vessels with D-Matrix for these BCs would be very, very nice. Now he's defended his natural again, so he's going to be going for that. He is now half his supply, almost exactly, of his opponent. His opponent does have 52 drones though, so that's quite a lot of drones. Now, I love battle cruisers. I just wanna zoom in on these. I'm just gonna turn everything off, and we're just gonna look at the battle cruisers because look how cool they are. Like look at this. Look at them. They're so majestic. They're great. Now, how do I F6? There we go. Now we've got some rains going up to the top left. They are gonna kill. Whoa, are they gonna kill the ultra? Nope. 8 health. Oh, Lurker's getting caught in the middle of the map. That's actually pretty good for the BCs. Hydra killing this. Now we do have some Mutas here, but Mutas get kind of wrecked. I think it takes like 5 BC hits to kill a Mutas, so as long as he... Oh my god, that Plague is good though. But the Hydras can't defend anymore, so that's a bonus. 13 kills on this BC, by the way. That's a king. He's a Commodore. Yeah, the Hydra should be able to clean up the Plague battle cruisers quite well. He is going to trade pretty well, though. Oh my god, he can't actually get his units in here. He's still not killed all the eggs. So this base should go down. Does he? Why does he not have Yamato? My Yamato. Why does he not have Yamato? I don't get it. Like, he needs it right now. I guess he's not really had the money. But, like, if he had that, he could, like, 3-shot the hatchery. So, there we go. GG. Hit him up, taps out. Striker wins game number 4. That takes us to an ace match. And that's going to be when we get back. If you guys want to guess in chat who you think is going to be the ace players. And you'll find out in a few minutes as we get into game number 4. Game number 5, even.
Check the toilet on his check, right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did check the toilet on his check, left? Did you check the toilets on the right? Did check toilets on, did check the right? Did you check the toilets on the left? Did check toilet on, did check toilet on, left? Okay, you win.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet with me up, me already sold it. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, you got the funky, but now you really got it up. But now
the toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up. I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring luck. The toilet will give up. I got time to spare. I got no.
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funk flow, but now
the toilet over there will bring you luck, so give up. I got no time to spare.
The toilet over there will bring luck. The toilet there, so give. I got time. I got time.
I'm me losing up. I'm out of here.
Walk the walk, even if you can't just talk the talk. I got a call. I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from kids and you hit and you not written nothing. You are sick from not written nothing. You are sick nothing and you ain't.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, break, fix, I gotta go open, you know. Crack, break, fix, I gotta open, I gotta go open up, I gotta.
I am a chicken from the kitchen, and I ain't kidding, although nothing is written.
You sick from and you hit on not written nothing. You are sick and you hit and not written. You are and you nothing. You are and you nothing is.
Crack, break, fix the door, you know. I gotta go, so yes, open up, you know.
Crack, I got open, I got the crack, break, fix the open, I got go, crack, open, you know, I got go, open up.
It's all yours.
This is life.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for the ace match between Ash and Naz. It's game number 5. Starting us off down here at the bottom right hand corner in the yellow, fighting for Ash from Macedonia. It's Octurg. Kind of weird to see Octurg here, by the way, given he didn't play in the series so far, but there we go. Starting us off down here, or up here in the top left-hand corner in the blue, he won game number 4, taking us to game number 5. It's Striker for Naz. If you don't know, Striker is from the US of A. Okay, so ZVZ, we are on Neo Electric Circuit. Kind of a weird map to see people send out 2 Zergs on, but there we go. At least, oh, okay. Historically, in the STPL, Zerg have actually got a very good win rate against all races. ZVP is 10-3, ZVT is 9-7. So, but weirdly, we've only had 2 ZVZs here, and one of them was a walkover. So it's kind of strange. Yeah, it's a ZVZ, so I get the feeling this could be a relatively quick game. Now, we did have a... I think this was 12 pull, 11 gas. No, 12 pull, 12 gas. Meanwhile, on the opponent's side, we did have an... Well, I guess same thing, but we have no gas just yet. Oh, wait, hold on. This was a hatchery first. I thought this was a pull. So 12 hatch into a... 12 pull. No, a 12 hatch into an 11 pull into a 10 gas. So... Octurg definitely going for a little bit of a, well, I guess it's not really a strange build. It just, like, compared to every other matchup, this is a weird build. Now, it is going to give him the production advantage because you do get the additional lava, which means you can drone up a little bit quicker, but if you don't go for your expansion, the later the game goes on, the harder it gets to expand, because essentially you can't deal with mutalisks. Like, you've got no way of expanding without having more mutalisks than your opponent. And if your opponent has 2 gas, they're more likely going to have more mutas than you. So you kind of put yourself in an odd position. You're kind of hoping that you're going to win with the Ling push. We have an Evo chamber coming in immediately as well. Is he going for like some weird carapace all in? No, he's going for Ling at... Huh? +1 Ling all in. Okay, this is weird. I would have thought carapace would have been better, but I suppose the extra damage will help. We've got a lair coming in for his opponent as well, so Striker is playing this kind of normally. Now, Octurg is betting all on, like, he's betting all on CT here right now. If this was like Counter-Strike Source or Go or whatever, like, he's essentially putting all his eggs in one basket. He's trying to block Striker from being able to see his Evo. If the Evo is spotted, it's game over. He is doing everything in his power to block the scouting at the moment. Striker must be feeling something weird is going on, because he is like, why is he trying to zone me out so well? But this is very good movement. Oh no, oh my goodness, no. Striker gets past. He jukes past 2 hatchery. He doesn't scout the Evo. He doesn't go down far enough. He doesn't, like, why would you assume there's an Evo there? Is he going to see it anyway? Oh my goodness, is he not going to see the Evo? He doesn't see the Evo. Oh my goodness, this is such a weird situation, because against a Ling all-in, you might be thinking, well, I can get some Lings, I can get some Sunkens, but this is a +1 Ling all-in. Like, he knows it's a Ling all-in, but he doesn't know there's +1. Like, this is not normal, even for Ling all-ins in ZVZ. Who goes Evolution Chamber this early? And Octurg is going to expand behind this as well. This is such a strange build. Oh my god, I don't... Where do you get the benefit of the +1 Lings? I really want to see how this is going to go. I guess you have like a 1-punch moment. There's like 1 chance that you have to push in here and kill him. Now, I guess your opponent is hoping that he's going to have the same number of Lings as you to be able to defend or trade efficiently, but he's not going to be trading efficiently against an opponent who has +1. Now, he's pushing in before +1 is done. Why would you push without +1 when your entire build is building up to +1 here? Like, this isn't the play. This is not the play. You're wasting your damage. Maybe he thinks he has to do damage? I don't know. But I don't understand. Like, this... Surely this doesn't work. I mean, maybe he just has enough lings anyway, but +1 isn't done. Like, this is a +1 ling all in, and he didn't even need the +1. Like, it just... I'm so confused right now. It doesn't make any sense. He will have 3 hatcheries worth of ling production to flood following this up. +1 is about to finish. It finishes now. Hatchery will die a little bit quicker. But the lings are going to trade really efficiently with each other. Now, he is going to go in for some drones. Now, he's actually ahead in drones over his opponent already. He gets one of the drones immediately. +1 obviously does help. I think he's just won. I think this is game over, but I kind of don't understand the +1. Like, I don't see where that comes into it, because he just had enough lings anyway. And then he pushed in too early. Well, maybe he didn't push too early. Maybe he knew that this was the timing. Defy's saying he thinks he was scared of the mutas being done by the time +1 finishes. I suppose that makes sense. But then with +1 lings, you can kind of break through anyway, right? But Striker is down to 1 base. He's down to 9 drones against 12. The first muteless comes out, but it doesn't matter if you've got any mutas if you've got nothing on the ground to defend your drones. And there's just nothing but 3 hatch ling production, flooding lings over here to the main base. We're down to 5 drones right now. There's no chance of a counter. No amount of lings is going to be able to defend against +1. GG, Striker taps out, and Ash get another victory against Naz. And that is going to take them further into the playoffs, which is really, really impressive. That was a really good series as well. I'm really glad I got to cast that one. Yeah, let's quickly add the win for Octa, add the win for Ash. Now, I think that's actually the 3rd series in a row that Ash have beaten Naz. Naz are losing their edge. Ash are really up and coming. They've done so well. And wow, I mean, they've done well. They deserve it. Let's have a look at the results. Okay, so Jaeyoon winning over Dreamer in game number 1 with a dishonorable Hydra Burst. We had Quark take on Terra on Blue Storm in a really weird game, but really, really fun. Quark winning in the end by just having too much army and Terra losing all his tanks over and over again. Yeti beating Dragon. A really, really good win by Yeti as well. He just kind of out-micro Dragon to victory. Striker getting a good win over Hit 'em Up as well. He kind of just played very solid Zerg. He got it to the late game. He was already ahead. He had a hidden base that Hit 'em Up never scouted. And he just won. So there we go. And then we have Octug with a win over Striker with a very weird upgrade build. And Octug actually is in chat right now, and he did respond to Defy asking him why. Octug says he thought he had better muta timing, which is why he pushed earlier, but he didn't. Yeah, he didn't have the timing. So, unfortunately for Striker, that does lose him the game. That does lose him the series. And like 2 weeks ago, when we last had the group stage, I said that Ash and Red would be facing off against each other first. I got my own playoff bracket wrong. I forgot what the playoff brackets were, and they didn't play in the first round, but in the end, we get the Ash versus Red rematch anyway. And I can actually tell you who is playing. Now, there could be subs on the day, but to give you a preview of the matchups, we have Ariador versus Quark on Neo Electric Circuit. That's going to be a ZVP. We're going to have a ZVZ between Machine and Octzerg on Blindside. A PvP between Jumper and Yeti on Judgment Day, and then a PvT between Raz and Hit 'em Up on Tau Cross. So that is going to be happening on Sunday. We'll be casting that on Friday next week, same time, same place. Once again, a massive shout out to our sponsors, Esport Fund and Maturino. If you want to help the prize pool, we are trying to meet a $2,500 prize pool goal. It doesn't look like we're going to make it this season, but we're currently on $1,063, so we're a little bit of a way off. But if we can make it to maybe 2,000, that'd be great anyway, because that'd match Season 2. But once again, huge thank you to everyone who tuned in. Massive thank you to the captains and all the players who kind of did their best to play all these games. And just overall, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, DeWalt, for the host. Thank you for the bits, yes, champ. We'll have to speak Japanese with each other at some point. I think you've got me on Discord, so feel free to message me whenever you want. I'm always online on Discord because I work from home as well. So That's great. I just sit on Discord all day. It's brilliant. And yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed the stream. If you tune in via YouTube, thank you for watching there. Thank you, SCP, for the sub. Means a lot, man. And I will see you guys next Friday. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And good luck. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.